We have so much to talk about. First of all, that amazing poll from Gallup where President Obama is leading from behind.
There is no chance that Obama will get reelected. Zilch, none, zip, nada.
Because I think Mitt Romney's winning, Bill. I don't believe the polls. Right. I don't believe the hacks.
But if you look at the polls, it's very tight.
Oh, it's very. Screw the polls. Give me a break with this.
The telling you what they're saying. You got to look at them.
The polls basically have these states. It's a tie. It's a tie. Okay, whenever you have a tie, the Republican wins. Whenever you have a tie totally separately, the challenger wins. Also separately, you got the Bradley effect. When you have a white man running against a black man,
you really believe that?
And there's more now than ever before. Because Republicans are afraid to say, Americans are afraid to say they're voting against Obama because they'll be accused of racism.
So, Mr. Rove, new New York Times poll out today shows President Obama doing very well in Florida, Ohio, Virginia. Do you take that poll seriously?
No, I don't take those three polls seriously. Here's the why. In Florida, they have Obama ahead by 1 point. They have 7 points more Democrats than Republicans. Even in 2008, there were only 3 points more Democrats than Republicans. Similarly, Ohio, 5-point margin for Obama, 8-point advantage for the Democrats. 8 points in 2008. Does anybody think Ohio is going to be as Democrat as it was in 2008? And finally, Virginia, 2 points for Obama, 8-point Democrat. In 2008, it was 6 points Democrat. Again, does anybody think it's going to be better than it was in 2008? No. At mildly, that's called absurd.
Here is the amazing thing. I was watching CBS this morning, and CBS actually said to their expert on polls, we have a poll here from Gallup that shows President Obama is behind by 7 points. It shows a 7-point lead for Mitt Romney. Would this poll indicate that the president is beginning to fall behind? The answer was, well, no. No, it doesn't. Let's be careful with these polls. You just never know. This could be a very large outlier. It was one of the most incredible spins I've ever seen. The media is so discrediting themselves, and they're going to come up with a giant surprise by the end of this race.
I want to ask you big picture, because Charlie Cook, he's saying it's a really tough road for Mitt Romney to get to 270 on that electoral map. And Sabato says there's a lot of toss-ups out there. And then you got Paul Krugman, now he's a liberal with the New York Times. He comes out and says the state polling currently points overwhelmingly to an Obama victory. And anybody who suggests that Romney's got a real shot here is stupid. And reporters who say that are lazy and doing a disservice.
Do you believe, based on your experience, that the New York Times does this to influence the vote by telling people, you know what, it's a foregone, the president's going to win?
I don't know what their motives are. All I know is it's sloppy journalism and bad polling.
This is going to be a landslide, and I think in the popular vote, he's going to win by more than 5 points. And I base this not on intuition or on smelling the tea leaves. I base it on reading the polls, the exact same polls that say that Obama's going to win. When you look at those polls and you study them and you take account of all of the factors, you see how those polls are telling you Romney will win in a landslide.
All right, Billy Cunningham, you know Ohio. I was there with you in 2000, 2004, 2006. You have predicted with pinpoint accuracy what has happened in that state.
Mitt Romney will win Ohio, and he's going to win Ohio easily.
Wisconsin?
Wisconsin will go for Romney because what Walker did and what Ryan did made it possible for Mitt Romney to win Wisconsin.
I'm telling you, on Election Day, on Tuesday, it is going to be a shock to members of the media. I don't think to the president. I think the president already knows.
Fox News can now project that President Obama will win the crucial battleground state of Ohio, long considered to be the harbinger for the nation with its 18 electoral votes. Ohio, this was the entire ball game.
That's the one we've all been waiting for. And there's a question now about, what does that mean, panel? I mean, does that mean that
that's the presidency?
That's it.
Essentially, Barack Obama is reelected.
Some unbelievable miracle would have to occur. Something should be said here about the polls. This is the last sweep of the exit polls that we have in hand. 25,000 person sample. Those identified as Democrat, 38. Republican 32. That is plus 6 Democrats. That is better than we thought, many of us thought he would do, and that tells the story.
Wow. I mean, that does, because we've been talking about so long. Do you believe these polls?
Right.
And so many pollsters said, oh, it's not going to be the same as it was in 2008, and the enthusiasm has waned, and the electorate has changed. And, you know, somebody said to me, how many times have you heard a president-elect say, you see, all the polls were wrong?
President Barack Obama has been reelected. He's crossed the threshold of 270 electoral votes.
What else did you add?
Colorado. They added Colorado, that's right, is in blue there, and it's not on our map yet. You can see Iowa as well. Colorado and Iowa are now blue, joining New Hampshire and Ohio and Pennsylvania, Minnesota.
It's amazing. The polls
Virginia.
were exactly right.
Right, yeah.
The Obama campaign running a very aggressive early effort to characterize Mitt Romney as a corporate raider, and his time at Bain Capital early in his business career, and portraying that negatively. That worked.
I'll tell you, there is panic out there, folks. I told you, I've been telling you, I don't know how many months now. There's real panic. There is panic over two things. The Bain attack on Romney isn't working. And all of these Democrat consultants and all the Democrat cable TV hosts and the Democrat media people, they are beside themselves. It isn't working.
This week, the Obama campaign has pulled down virtually all of its negative advertising and come up with these gauzy ads that sort of look like Ronald Reagan, wannabes, Morning in America ads. And that's a sign that they know that their effort to drive up Governor Romney's negatives has instead driven up their own. And they're grasping now for what's going to happen. During the summer, the Obama campaign, as Jim Messina is quoted this morning saying, went out to, basically tear down Mitt Romney and to irradiate him. It was a particularly negative campaign and cynical in many ways, because it was all based around tearing down Romney and depicting him as somebody who was simply out of touch with ordinary Americans and a heartless, cruel plutocrat. And they succeeded.
And that is what we were told early on in the game, which was the mission on the president's team would be to, quote, kill Mitt Romney and to attack his character and to make people believe that he didn't care about them, that he was a corporate raider, that he was a vulture, a vampire, vulture capitalist.
There is a real difference between a venture capitalist and a vulture capitalist. And venture capitalists are good. They go in, they inject their capital, they create jobs. Bain Capital, on the other hand, it appears to me, were vulture capitalists all too often.
Mitt Romney became CEO of Bain Capital the day the company was formed. His mission? To reap massive rewards for himself and his investors.
Mitt Romney, them guys, they don't care who I am.
They fire people, they cut benefits, they sell assets.
But okay, let's look deeper. Let's look deeper in his life. What did he do when he was the CEO of this holding company?
With the leadership and the backing of the American people, President Obama will turn this country around. We believe in America. We believe that our best days are ahead of us. President Romney.
I'm going to say bluntly, we were wrong. I think Karl Rove, Michael Barone, Dick Morris, a whole group of us, frankly, misunderstood what was happening in the country.
And hopefully conservatives will go back and look at what commentators and websites said over the past 3 weeks when they knew this race was lost.
The conservative followership has been fleeced, exploited, and lied to by the conservative entertainment complex.
Mitt Romney will win Ohio, and he's going to win Ohio easily. I've said to the national media that if Obama wins re-election, I'm quitting radio. In the next few hours, in the next few days, I'm going to reassess the situation. Maybe go through an intervention with Sean Hannity, Rush Limbaugh, John Kasich, and Rob Portman, and decide my future in radio. Every herd of sheep needs a shepherd. I have been your shepherd now for almost 30 years here in Southwest Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. The sheep are not listening to their shepherd. Should I take my staff, crash in my skull, and kill myself? Because the sheep did not listen to the shepherd. Maybe later. Bill Cunningham, 700 WO.